sports from KYMA News 11.
Yuma Catholic baseball seeks to capitalize on its latest win streak. Welcome back, everyone. The Shamrocks are trying to regain their swagger after an abrupt coaching change 2 weeks back, looking to expand on its current two-game winning streak. The Rocks back at home playing host to the traditional rival Northwest Christian as the offense tried to get their bats going early. Bottom of the third, YC already up 3-0. Nomar Topidi's grounder goes off the glove of the first baseman, continues down the baseline as he rounds first for a one-out double, and Topidi fired up, getting his flex on at the end of the play. Next batter, Beto Romero lays down a line drive down the third base line, and Topidi charges home from second, and he makes it. The Rocks taking the 4-0 lead. Two hitters later enter Alan Quinn. Delivers a shallow pop fly down the third base line. The ball drops beyond the reach of the third baseman, scoring Romero. But the 5-0 lead wouldn't last. Northwest would rally in the fifth, and the Rocks would suffer the 10-7 loss. Staying on the same campus, Coach Jared Lackey and YC softball would host arch rival Northwest Christian as Cherish Trujillo gets to start. Top second, Rocks already down 6-0. Trujillo forces the Lady Crusaders batter to pop up to catcher Marley Hewlett for the first out of the inning. Next batter, shortstop Alondra Cordova catches this bullet and then has the awareness to get the tag out at second for the quick double play to end the top half, a much-needed play for the Rocks. Can YC's bats come to life in the bottom half of the inning? Trujillo will try to start something as she slices a two-out single past first, but this was one of only two hits the Shamrocks would have the entire contest. YC takes a tough 11-0 loss in only 5 innings. Staying on Yuma's south side, the Kofa Lady Kings trying to snap their 4-game losing streak against Desert Ridge with Daisy Negrete taking the hill for this one. Top first, 2 runners aboard. Negrete gives up an RBI single that winds up scoring a pair of Jaguars on this play. Kofa in an early 2-0 hole. Lady Kings would regroup. Negrete forces a grounder. Cassandra Castillo tosses the ball to Sasha Tumbaga at third for the out. The first out of the afternoon, and much-needed play for the Kings. And then Negrete would chip in with a strikeout for the second out. But the early deficit would only grow and prove to be too much for Kofa to overcome. The Lady Kings fall 8-1 as our losing streak now grows to 5 games. Meanwhile, the Antelope Rams spring sports era begins a new era. Staying with softball, the Rams are 3 games in their new season with a replacement of recently retired skipper Mike Hotohuria. New head coach Lacey Jaime and the Rams seeking their first win under her watch as Marissa Carrillo gets to start against St. John Paul II on Monday. Bottom first, 3-1 Rams. Kylie Richmond slaps a shallow base hit past second as Yamali Manriquez strolls home. Antelope up 3 runs. Next batter, Marissa Jimenez hits a shallow fly ball to left center. The ball's going to drop between the fielders, which allows Jocelyn Guillen to score. Rams up 5-1 after 1. Top second, Carrillo gives up an RBI single up the middle as 2 Lion base runners are going to score here. This is going to tighten Antelope's lead down to 2 runs. But the Rams would stay poised. Carrillo forces a grounder to Manriquez, who tosses to first for the out. And then Carrillo would find a way to get the next batter to strike out looking. The Rams would earn their first victory of the spring in an 18-9 shootout. Meanwhile, our second highlight rewind features first-year head coach Scott Schickel and the Rams baseball team as Abraham Moreno takes the mound against St. Paul John II. Bottom first, runners on first and second. Esteban Gutierrez delivers a long fly ball to left, but it gets muffed by the outfielder, giving Isidro Medina the free pass to home plate. Antelope with the early lead. Next batter, Gael Ochoa can't bring the other base runners home as he gets struck out at the plate to end the first. We go to the top of the second. The Lions with a steal attempt at third. Ochoa's throw-out attempt from home is off the mark, and this is going to allow the Lions base runner to get up and score, chipping the Rams' already slim lead. Now, the visiting team would repeat the same stealing tactic, but this time Ochoa's toss to Medina is accurate and on time for the big out at third. This game would also be a shootout, but the Rams would fall 16-6. And finally, the AWC Lady Matadors will enter the NJCAA tournament for the first time in 20 years this coming Thursday. The opening tip of their second round game will be on St. Patrick's Day this Thursday at 2 p.m. local time. All right, we're done with this all local round of sports. Adonis, back to you.